Okay, so Bushra, hello again.
Hi, Anna.
So I can see you well. So let's start. The first question will be about your personality. Can you tell us and our audience who you are and what company do you present?
Okay, so my name is Bushra Mohammed Iqbal. I'm the marketing director and perfumer at Khadlaj Perfumes. Yes.
So can you tell us your story? How did you become a perfumer? And is it a kind of your profession or lifestyle or something?
It is both. Basically, I grew up in a family where we basically grew up with perfumes around us. And my father, Mohammed Iqbal, he's a perfumer. And my brother, he's a perfumer as well. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you were grown up among fragrances, right?
Yes, absolutely right.
So what's your favorite fragrance which you choose every day, or it depends on your mood, on your lifestyle,
Yes.
or maybe
It
season?
depends on my mood, honestly, because we work around perfumes. I prefer not to wear a perfume, but when I am wearing a perfume, I prefer musk. So I use a musk oil, and it's not real musk, but it's basically synthetic musk. So somewhere in the lines of musk blanc, which is also known as white musk. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so and let's come to your company more closer. Tell us about your father, please. How did he create your brand? And maybe you have some interesting story about the foundation of it.
Okay, so my father, who is the founder of Khadlaj Perfumes, he started his journey more than 44 years ago, and
44 years. Okay.
yes, he has a vast experience in the field of perfumes. So in 1997, he started Khadlaj Perfumes in the heart of UAE, which is there's a market called Gold Souk, and which is also known as Murshid Bazaar. So we started humbly with the team of 10 people, and then we slowly and steadily we grew, and now we are having an international presence.
So can you tell us more specific about your assortment? Is it only perfumes, or maybe you produce something else?
Yes, we have perfume sprays, we have concentrated perfume oils, we have air fresheners, and we have incense. So basically we have personal use perfumes and home and ambience perfumes, fragrances.
Work for marketing for the whole company, or you just choose some particular sphere and you produce products?
Yes, okay. So I do marketing entirely for Khadlaj Perfumes. I look over all the activities. I basically monitor them because we have a team that is working for us for marketing, and we are a team. We all work together, and we aim to create a good perspective of the brand, and a good, basic goodwill that that we are a friendly brand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to ask you a question about gender matter. Do you put a specific division? I mean that is your perfume especially for female or male, or it's a kind of unisex version?
Okay, so it depends on the market. Some markets, they really appreciate unisex fragrances. And if you see the niche category of perfumes, that really includes, unisex fragrances, which is for both the genders or any gender that would like to use that particular perfume. It honestly depends upon the perspective of the market or the user, the customer that wants the perfume, and their choices and their likes and dislikes.
It means that you customize the same product for different markets.
No, we have the same product for all markets. We do not customize. We provide what is needed in that country or in that market, depending on their trends and their likes and dislikes.
Talk about best-selling perfumes. Can you name 5 of them?
For our brand, there is Shiaka for him and for her. Then there is our Oud Pour series. So from the Oud Pour series, there's Musk Pour Narcissus. There is Oud Pour Classic and Oud Pour Blueberry. So these are our best selling. And from the other range, there is a perfume for men called Infini.
All right. So do you use any of them? Do you wear any of them?
Yes, I really like Shiaka because it has this really good, sophisticated fragrance, and it has notes of peonies, and it has patchouli, and it has musk, and these
Your favorite
notes are
musk?
something that appeal. Yeah, I really like musk, and
Me too.
fragrances from that line. Yes, I have a little surprise for you. I have some musk over here. So
okay.
this is the brand bottle basically, and we customize fragrances, and we have two sizes basically in these bottles. So one is the larger one and one is the smaller one. So according to the needs of the customer, we give them the musk of their choice, and these are synthetic musks. Yes. So these are blends basically.
I see. So people think, and there's a kind of stereotype that Arabian perfumes, they are maybe too sweet, maybe too spicy for European nose, as we say. So do you adopt them somehow for European market, or it's just the way it is?
Right. Okay, so there is this, I think this is a stereotype because of the whole oriental side of fragrances, but honestly, it's just because of this one note called vanilla and also tonka bean. So these are a little sweet, and tonka bean is a little nutty in the fragrance. So basically, it's not just sweet, but it also is a little bit it's also a little bit spicy, aromatic, and also very woody, I would say, I suppose. And it also includes oud, so which is on another level. It has different facets of its own. So it's a little, there's this accord called fougere. So fragrances are also fougere in nature, the Arabic fragrances. There's also geranium, there is rose, there is vetiver. So all these ingredients, when they're all combined together, it creates the whole Arabic fragrance title that you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you tried to make up your own fragrance, like combining different ingredients?
Yes, I have, and we do that almost every day. And our job includes smelling different fragrances and smelling different raw materials, bringing the raw materials together to create a harmony. And once that harmony is created, we have a perfect fragrance. Yes.
Like from the so-called film. It's, I don't know how it's called in English. I hope perfumer. It's about
perfumer. Yes.
Okay, it
That's
just
the
came
job.
to my mind. It's a little bit scary movie, but actually it's
No,
the way
it's okay.
how you explain
It's fine.
You need to find the balance and the best combination.
Exactly.
So actually,
exactly.
you have a skill to create fragrances yourself.
Yes, but I believe I'm still learning because there are so many raw materials in the world, and so many different compositions, so many different blends that still have to come together, and so much to discover. And it's basically a journey of learning every day.
Yeah, and the journey of the whole life, I would say.
Yes, exactly.
So you mentioned oud as one of the main ingredients. Can you tell about what kind of oud sorry, do you use in your fragrances? It's pure one, or what kind of?
It depends. Basically, the thing is that if you go towards the natural oud, we have oils. So we have these oils, and these are pure oils, and they range around from 600 dirhams to 2000 dirhams. And because it's very thick, in nature. It's very, it's not diluted with anything. It's in its natural form. So it comes from different parts of the world, such as Indonesia, you can say India, then there is Philippines. So what we do for our different type of customers and their demands is that if there's a demand for natural fragrances, we will definitely provide these oils. But if we are blending in fragrances, there is of course some sort of synthetic oils that are being used to reduce costs. But what we do is we prefer to the natural oud, because we don't want to reduce the quality and the luxury aspect of the perfume.
I see. And you said about affordable prices, and as I see, they are much more than affordable for Russian market. And how do you succeed, and how do you manage to keep such affordable prices?
Okay, so first of all is we do not let the cost come in the way of luxury. We try hard and we work hard to maintain the whole quality and price balance. We want our perfumes to be available to everyone. It's more or less like affordable luxury. We do not compromise on quality, and we believe that everyone deserves to use high quality perfumes and to have luxury perfumes in their lifestyles.
So, and I think that such kind of thing helps to invite so many customers, more customers to your product than if you were a kind of premium sector without such affordable products.
Yes, absolutely. I believe we have products for everyone. People preferring premium products, people who don't prefer premium products, I mean, more in a commercial way, and people who prefer the natural things, and everyone who's passionate about perfumes. Yes.
Okay, and if we talk about premium sector, can you tell about some fragrances or maybe some particular products which are your favorite or the most popular, something?
Okay, so for our brand, the fragrances is obviously going to be the Oud Pour range. So I really like Musk Pour Narcissus. It's a beautiful composition of musk, and it's also our bestseller and a part of our premium range. So there's Oud Pour Nobel, there is Oud Pour Rouge, there's Oud Pour Classic, and Oud Pour Blueberry, and it is also our bestsellers and in the UAE, in the UK market, and yeah, so it's a part of our premium range. There's also our La Fede code range. So we have as of now we have 2 new launches besides from the 2 existing ones. So if you want, I'll send the pictures.
Of course,
or even
because,
samples if that's possible.
At least pictures, just to have a look at in the real way, because
Definitely.
I haven't met these products before. It's a little bit tricky to understand how to imagine how it looks like. I'm really interested in the bottles and in the design of packages, how it looks like. And
definitely we'll send the pictures.
Surely. So, and what about oud ingredient? All premium sector includes oud. Is it the most expensive ingredient for perfumery?
Yes, it is very expensive because oud is also compared to gold. So oud is as the price of buying gold, and it comes from different parts of the world, and it also differs from prices and quality. So if you want me to elaborate more, I have a lot. Yes.
So we talked about synthetic oils and about natural ones. What about mineral oils? Do you use them?
No, we don't use mineral oils because it tends to reduce the quality of the product. And I'm basically, we avoid using mineral oils or, diluting materials too much to the point that, it should not reduce the quality of the product, basically. So for
actually,
oud,
as a customer, I haven't I haven't known this information before, that mineral oils, they are not so high quality as synthetic and natural ones. So actually,
yes.
if I see such kind of thing on the description of ingredients, I should try to avoid buying such kind of product. Yeah?
Yes, definitely you should avoid it, because as a perfumer, I would use natural or synthetics, and we have this regulatory board which is called IFRA, which is based in Europe. So it is a standard which tells us to alter our ingredients or change our ingredients based on the safety. So they keep testing the safety of an ingredient, of a raw material. So for example, if there is a guideline that we have to ban, that they have banned a material, so we have to stop using it, and it is not included in our perfumes or in our ingredient list. So we have to look for alternatives. Yes.
So it's just a bit for me. Haven't
yes.
known.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So what about the pyramid of your compositions? Are they kept in secret, or they are available for the customer?
They're definitely available for the customer, because as it's the era of the digital buying, online buying, e-commerce. So, and also you're advertising your products on social media, on Google. So customers tend to look for more information. So it is basically their right to know what is there in their perfume. So what we do is we provide information on our products. It's easily available to know the pyramids and the node of the product.
Okay, surely. Because if we talk about offline market, it's really simple just to recommend something particular to the client according to his preferences. But if we talk about digital market, of course, it's a little much more complicated if you hide the pyramid. So continue talking about market. What plans do you have for developing on Russian market? And do you have some?
Yes. Certainly, yes. We do plan to exhibit our products in Russia and to make them available to the Russian market. It is there in our agenda that we do want to cover the Russian market.
How, maybe if it's not a secret again, or maybe if you have planned already, you're going to cover Russian market by opening offline shops or by preparing digital platform?
Well, first of all, it will be an honor for Khadlaj to be a part of the Russian perfume market. And yes, if we have individuals who are looking to collaborate with us, and if we have an opportunity, any kind of opportunity, whether it's in the market or whether it's online, we would definitely, it will be an honor for us to be a part of it.
Okay, so I see, just plans which are going to be expanded a bit later. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Okay, right. So are you going to release something new and interesting for the customers in the nearest future?
Yes, there are definitely many different products coming up that we are planning to launch in the UAE and in the global market.
So, and what about the dates when the world is going to see your new products? The nearest date?
It actually, yes. I think it'll take 2 to 3 months more because of the ongoing COVID pandemic and the delays due to flight closures and the logistical delays that take place due to this pandemic. So it has slowed down the process of production and launching a new product, but we always work hard to ensure to have timely launches for our dear customers.
I see. So yeah, right. I see what you mean. So let's come to the perfumers who work for your company. It's like nothing is known about them. Do you keep them in secret again, or it's just how it works?
Okay, so basically there are 2 master perfumers and 2 evaluators. So they are the ones who create the fragrances, and we evaluate how, you know, the quality and the balance of the fragrance, and also everything from the creation to the safety and to the packaging. This is all what we do. Basically,
Okay.
product development and fragrance creation.
So if you talk about new clients who are going just to get introduced with your products and they're not ready to buy like full-size bottles of your perfumes, do you have any kinds of little attars or samples which can be used just for introducing?
Right. So basically, others, if you would say, those are loose perfume oils. That is very much different from the finished goods, that is the finished perfumes, which are properly packaged, and you know, they're readily available in the market. So for those, we have 10 ml vials, and also for home and ambience, we have you know, small samples for bouquets as well, and we are very open to sampling. So if someone is new to our brand and they want to try, we are like really open to that, and we do give an opportunity for you know, discovering our brand and discovering our fragrances, because it's fair to say that, you know, before buying a full size product, it is very important to know what you like and what you don't like. So we do have that available as well.
So it's very loyal to your customers and future ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So again, if we talk about new customers, is there any kind of universal fragrance which you recommend to meet for the first?
Okay, so first of all, when someone is smelling a fragrance, they judge the fragrance by the first sniff. So the first time you smell a fragrance, you decide whether you like it or you don't like it right after, you know, you smell it. So I would definitely give some recommendations, but honestly, I would leave it on to the customer to try and to see what they like, and to provide them with what they like, because each individual is very different. If someone likes fruity, you know, they don't like someone likes fruity, someone doesn't like fruity, someone likes woody fragrances, someone doesn't like woody fragrances. If someone is fond of oud, the other person is not. So it depends on each individual, you know, if they're looking for a certain kind of fragrance. Yes.
I really like your answer, because some other perfume companies say that we have universal perfume which is going to suit everyone, and I think it's a little bit wrong, because as you said, people have different preferences, they have a different the way of understanding, and maybe there are some different organs, let's say, in our
of course,
which just treat
right.
different fragrances in different way. Absolutely.
That is the olfactory organ, which is your nose. There are receptors in your nose which send the signals to the brain, and your brain holds a certain memory with the fragrance that you smell. So that's the most interesting part about perfumery.
Why it happens when you smell the fragrance on someone and you like it, and then you put you wear a fragrance yourself and it smells absolutely different way, and you can't wear it?
Okay, so every individual is different, not only mentally, but even in the physical sense. So every other person's skin pH levels differ. So if my skin is having a certain pH, yours would be different. So there's also a certain thing called pheromones, which is your own natural fragrance that your body produces. So when you know, the fragrance that you put on your body sort of mingles with the chemical composition of your own body, that I would say as I'm sorry, I'm not getting that word, but it's called the chemical composition of your body, basically the nature of your body. So when it mingles with that, it creates a more unique scent, which is your fragrance. So if you try to get that on your self, it will be very difficult. So that's what there is, you know, for each and every person there is a different fragrance. And as earlier you had asked that if there's a universal fragrance, so basically that's the reason why we're here, because Khadlaj has all kinds of fragrances, and we like to cater to everyone. So if we have a single universal fragrance that does not appeal to everyone, um, that is not a nice thing, basically. So we want to be, available for everyone. Like, we have a fragrance for everyone.
I see.
Yeah.
And what about the temperature of the skin? Does it cause the different
Absolutely.
sound? Yeah.
Yes. So for that, we have different scents for different, weathers. So I would say for summers, if you would wear musks, it blooms even more on your skin. And for winters, if you use oud, it will smell even more beautiful.
I see.
Yeah, and if you see citrusy fragrances, why do they smell so refreshing in summer? Is because that's the temperature, or that's the sort of weather that suits to citrusy fragrances. But if you go towards more fruitier fragrances and more woody fragrances, you can wear them. They're more wearable in winters. So I would say lighter fragrances for summers and stronger fragrances for winters. That's my perception.
Right. So have you ever seen a real winter, like with snow and frost?
Yes, I have. I have traveled to Switzerland, and there was a lot of snow over there. And I've also traveled to Edinburgh in Scotland, and I have this memory of my father wearing oud, and he got many compliments because everyone was asking him what he was wearing. So he was basically wearing, the oud oil, and it's his favorite.
I asked this question because you said that oud fragrances are really beautiful in winter. That's why, as you live in hot Dubai, I really wanted to know: did you really try to wear such ingredients in cold weather? So you did, right?
Okay, so when you combine oud, when you blend oud with a certain certain raw materials, it is also suitable for wearing in summers, but ideally it blooms more in winters. So I think the Russian climate would be more suitable for wearing oud, and you'll get a lot of compliments as well. And the thing about oud is that oud is a unisex raw material or a fragrance. So it suits on men, it suits on women, and it is also very much loved by the Arab people. And even though there are more modern takes over the oud concept, because it is treated as a concept in the West. So it has been liked by everyone. That's the point.
So can you tell us about oud a little bit more information? I know that you have prepared some interesting things to share.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so basically oud comes from different parts of the world, and there are three types of oud that comes from different countries, such as Philippines, Burma, and India. There's also Sri Lanka, there is Indonesia, there is also Morocco, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Cambodia. So these are the places in the world where oud is produced. But if you ask me which is the best oud, it is definitely the Philippine oud, and also the oud that comes from Burma. So these are the most expensive ones. The Burma and the Philippines is the one which has been recently discovered. And from over the years, people have been really liking Cambodian oud. They've been liking Indian oud. So Indian oud is really famous. It comes from Assam and Manipur, which is there in I guess it's in North Assam. And there are natural resources in certain parts of the world, but there is also plantations. So the way oud is, it differs from country to country because of the climates that are there in the different parts of the world. And the quality also differs from whether it comes from a natural resource or it comes from a plantation. Also, oud is something like, it has to be kept for maturation. It has a maturation period over 30 to 40 years. So the more older it is, the better it is.
So
And
I saw that you have some samples of oud.
yes, so I have Indonesian oud with me. This is of really, really good quality. It basically comes from Kalimantan, Sumatra, and Java. And there are forests where the oud trees are, basically there. And during the rainy season and during, the wet climate of the forest really is favorable for oud to be cultivated. It's basically a part of a tree where a sort of a parasite or bacteria eats up the wet part of the wood, and that's how oud is produced. So there's a certain type of tree. I just have to see. It's known as the oud tree in the layman terms, but it has a scientific term as well. In, the normal terms, the agarwood tree, and there are small carvings that are there in the aquilaria tree. So the tree is actually called aquilaria.
Oud,
Yes.
it's a kind of what actually? So if it's some part of the tree, right?
Okay, so it is the part of the tree. It is actually formed in small parts, and it is where the bacteria that grows because of the the wet climate of the area or the forest, and the bacteria that eats up the wood. That's how oud is produced, when the bacteria or the parasite eats up the part of that wood.
So that's why it's very expensive, because it produced accidentally. It's like not for purpose.
No,
We
it
need
is
to wait
actually
for bacteria to come.
yes, absolutely. We have to wait for bacteria, but at the same time, uh, as soon as it was discovered, people, they are obviously waiting for it, and they are they know how it works basically. So now there are plantations because the natural resources have been exhausted in some parts of the world. So the best quality of wood definitely comes from the natural resources.
Surely.
But then again, the natural resources are exhausted to some point because people have commercialized it, and it is easily available in all parts of the world. But if you definitely, if you really want to go and find the good quality of wood, it is a little difficult, and it is certainly expensive. In Assam, the resources are controlled by the government, and if you want to sell wood, or if you want to cultivate wood, and you want to basically sell it, so you need a license from the government. And the way oud is produced, so this is very interesting. It is produced by distillation, and what happens is that if you look up distillation, it's a process where it is collected through steam. So it is put through hot boiling water, and then the steam is collected, and through the steam the oil is collected in a barrel. So this is the method by what it is collected. And what people do to reduce the price of the oud is that they mix certain carrier, or certain, I would say, it's more of a diluting material that is used in cosmetics. It's called DPG, dipropylene glycol, and that's how the price of oud is reduced, and that's how it is commercialized. But honestly speaking, it's not the best way to use oud, or to own it. So if you're owning oud, it's like owning gold.
I see.
There's
So
this one from Sri Lanka. So as you can see, it's very different from what it is found in Indonesia
different
and what is
color,
found in
and the structure is a bit different.
Yes, exactly. And the fragrance is also very, very different, because sometimes it differs on, where it is cultivated from. It can be a little bit of sweet. It can be a little bit of, it's a little bit of strong, there'll be a strong aspect to it. It'll smell more on the woody side and a little bit sweet. It really depends on where it is being cultivated.
So
So
if you smell
even
different parts, if you smell different parts of oud from different countries, can you exactly say which oud comes from what part of the world, from what country?
Okay. So there is, I just have two at the moment. I just have two, but I can see that this is Indian oud, and you know, it comes from Thailand, it comes from Cambodia. So it really differs because it depends on the maturation rate as well. So if it has been matured for a long period of time, it will have a more rich fragrance, and the liquid density will be more. So the way you can measure the good quality of the oud oil is by seeing the density. If it's thick, if it's really thick in you know in if the substance of the oil is really thick, that means it is of really good quality. And if the viscosity and the density is low, that means it is of a little lower quality.
Right. Thank you very much. I haven't heard about oud in such details before, and I didn't know that it's really expensive and difficult to produce. Next time I will travel to Asia, I will find such tree and try to look for some oud. Maybe I would be rich after that.
that is a little difficult, because in many countries, since it is considered to be so valuable, it has been either controlled by the government or it is controlled by certain monopolies. Yes.
I can't transport that in my suitcase back to Russia, yeah?
No. You will be caught by the customs. But yeah, but if you're buying it commercially from a shop, so if you come to UAE and if you come to Khadlaj and if you're buying oud and if you have the receipt with you, you can carry it to Russia with a lot of ease. Yes.
Right.
So if you would like to know about one more raw material that is very interesting, it is called frankincense. So basically, when you burn it, it gives off a very sweet, refreshing fragrance. And the one which I have right now, it is from Somaliland in Africa, and that place is really known for its frankincense. They also produce frankincense oils for aromatherapy purposes, for purposes of using it in perfumes and using it as essential oils. And of course, it's also called as frankincense. It's called as loban in the UAE, and it's also found in Oman. It's found in Yemen. So Oman is, the Omani loban or frankincense is considered to be of the highest quality, and it's very expensive. And if you go towards a little bit less expensive, that is of the medium range, that is there from Somaliland, the one which I have. Yes. And there's one more thing I would like to, include for you. So if you're really interested in perfumery, I have this book called Emperor of Scent by Chandler Burr. So if you're new to perfumery and if you would like to learn more, and if you're really passionate about it, this book is really helpful. And if you're looking for a more scientific,
ideas,
approach, so you can go to you can definitely read the book, The Chemistry of Fragrances. It's by Charles S. Sell. So I still read these books, even if if I have the experience, but these have really good information, whether it's about the regulation or the composition of fragrance and how you can experiment. And I believe perfumery is for everyone.
of course.
You don't really have
the
to,
element of clothes. It's I think it's impossible to just leave your home without wearing perfume. And if you have different types for different mood, it really highlights your personality and the way you look. That's why it should be really more close to people. That's why I would really ask you to send just the names of these books, and I really want to read them.
Definitely. And if you would also like to know how in your daily life you can create a scent of your own, it is by layering fragrances. So for example, if you have two different fragrances, if you have a citrusy fragrance and if you have a floral fragrance, you can combine both, you can use them together, and it will have a unique fragrances of its own.
It's normal. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
absolutely. It is how, you know, different brands also sell their products in that sense that, you know, they are meant to be layered.
later. So actually, Forbio company is going to write a book about the history of fragrances, and there would be the chapter about Arabian fragrances. Can we use some parts of our interview just to include to this book? Wouldn't you mind?
Definitely, definitely. It will be an honor for us, honestly, an honor for me to be a part of a book, you know, and I'm sure it will be really interesting where someone is discovering Arabic perfumery, because it is also considered to be very confidential in nature. So I hope more people will be able to learn through the book.
Thank you.